We're going to do a yin practice today. And you can do this practice whenever it's really hot outside. It's summer there now. It's not summer here, obviously. But on really warm days or on days when you need a little bit of yin, you need to be like softer with yourself. So like on when you start your period or something like that, you could do this practice too, because we're not inverting and we're not doing anything too tough. Sometimes yin can be tough for your mind because your mind wanders, but you can always return to your breath. So let that be kind of your mantra if your mind wanders during this practice, is to return to your breath. So start seated, close your eyes. And embody this mantra, return to your breath. Letting your exhales be as long as your inhales. And today, not doing Ujjayi breath. So if during these videos you've been audibly breathing, you can release that today. And in yin, we can focus on being a little bit more conscious of the soft side, a little bit more conscious of the exhales. Bringing your attention to how it feels to exhale, what happens to the body when you exhale. Feel a softening and a sinking in. Let your breath be soft and exhale focused, and let your body be soft as well. Softening around your face, releasing your jaw, letting your hands be soft wherever they are. Set your own personal intention for the practice if you'd like to bring something else to the practice besides focusing on your breath. Before moving into our first posture, take a sigh. Breathe in deeply and open your mouth. You can keep your eyes closed if you wish this whole practice. Come onto hands and knees, come onto tabletop. And we'll come into our first practice, our first posture, which is Anahata Asana, heart opener. So this pose can be done on your mat, hips over the knees, walking your hands forward and lowering your head or lowering your chin. This pose can also be done on the corner of your sofa. So you can take your elbows onto the edge of your sofa and keeping your hips over your knees, start to let your chest lower in your head, and your hands can be resting on the opposite elbows. So find a place where you're testing your edge, but not in a dangerous way, but in a curious way. So find a posture here that you can maintain without feeling like you're putting too much strain on the ligaments in the shoulders. And return to that breath of focusing a little more on the exhales. You might notice in the pose that after a while, you can go a little further. Maybe you can melt your heart a little bit more. soften here. Take 3 more breaths. Breathe everything out. And inhale, slowly lift yourself up. Hands under the shoulders. Take a few organic movements in between the postures today. So today, in between the yin postures, you can move your body around kind of how it feels good. And we'll come on to the belly. And in yin, we do things a little bit differently than we would in our other practices. So in yin, in Sphinx pose, instead of pushing down how we normally do into the elbows, lifting up, you can let yourself relax here. So you can walk your elbows a little further forward, and instead of your hands being parallel, they can be out a little bit. So you can place your hands more at an angle out, and make sure that this feels okay on your low back. So we want to embrace our softer sides in yin, and we go deeper through time. So we're not forcing the body into a shape, we're taking form and letting a little bit of time in the pose open up the posture, open up the fasciae, letting your breath be present in every pose. Feel that gentle massage as you inhale and exhale into the stomach touching the mat. We'll be here about 1 more breath, so you can stay as you are, head neutral, or you can activate the pose a little bit. You can press into your hands and lift your chest. So my arms are straight. Sorry, you can't see it so well, black shirt and mat. But my hands are pushing forward, and but I'm still relaxed. I'm letting the weight transfer from my shoulders into my hands. So my heart is melting forward. I'm in a relaxed back bend, and my head is relaxed. And go ahead and take 6 more breaths here, focusing on the exhales. Slowly lower back down, and maybe take some organic movement here. You can lower your head to the mat, you can wiggle your hips or bend your knees and move your legs from side to side, whatever feels good. And we'll bring the left hand under the left shoulder and extend your right arm to the right. And we're going to be here a few minutes, pushing into the left hand and rolling open. And this is another pose where you are probably going to go deeper after a few minutes in the pose. So your legs can be stacked, your left foot can be behind the right knee. And you want to soften here, so instead of pushing in to the mat with your left hand, maybe soften it, maybe take it behind the back. And later, in several breaths, a few minutes, you can maybe even bend both knees, lift your hips, scoot your hips a little further to the right, and relax your left arm. But take it as deeply as you can still breathe fully. So you want to be following your breath. And you can see what your breath is telling you in the poses. Is it telling you that you can go a little bit deeper? Is it telling you that you found your edge? Is it telling you that you have to go to the bathroom? But let yourself be in the pose without force. but letting your body weight help to open up, letting your head relax, your right shoulder open, your right palm rest. In every pose, you can also add a body scan, starting with your toes, traveling up towards your head, noticing if you're holding unnecessary tension in the pose. Where can you soften? Where can you exhale out tension? Opening your heart. Take 3 more breaths. Make your way onto your tummy by unwinding your legs and your arms. Gently switch your sides. Take your time with the transitions. We're in no hurry here. You can extend your right arm to the right, left arm to the left. Look to the right as you push into the right hand and start to twist your body open. And find a place to begin your posture. Find a place to be soft and still so that you can start to explore the pose with your breath. Notice if you're clenching in your face or your extended arm. Try and be nice to yourself here. Take deep breaths and take longer exhales. And take any other variations of the pose that you like, letting your right arm relax, letting it come behind the back, or bending both knees. Head relaxed. Neck relaxed. Shoulders relaxed. Spine relaxed. Bring a little bit of soft energy into your typically hectic schedule. Take another 5 breaths here. Belly expands front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Feel your breath in all corners of the trunk of your body. And also feel that release of tension as you exhale. Over the next 3 breaths, start to make your way out of the pose and back onto your stomach. And push yourself maybe into child's pose or upright and give your spine a little movement and your head a little movement. Maybe your shoulders a little movement. And take your hands to the mat and separate your knees like child's pose. So the feet are together and knees are apart. And we're going to thread the needle here, lifting your right arm. And take your right hand behind the left. And your left hand, again, not like a normal vinyasa class, should be soft. So you can let your left arm collapse, or you can take your left hand into your right hip crease. And stay here. As you spend time in the pose, maybe you can twist a little deeper, walking your right shoulder to the left a little bit, or coming to the side of your face on the right side, but that's also not necessary. You can soften here without going too deep. What do you need here? You can let your forehead rest on the mat or your right cheek. If your left hand is behind the back, feel your breath filling up the back body, filling up the back side of your body. Feel heavy as you exhale. Take 5 more breaths. Take a few breaths to come out of the pose, unwinding little bit by little bit. Make your way to center, pause, and feel the difference between your two sides. Do you feel a little bit looser in the right hip, or observe how you feel? And we'll switch our sides, lifting your left arm up. And on an exhale, sweeping it behind the right wrist. Walking your left shoulder over a comfortable position, to a comfortable position. Letting either your forehead rest or your left cheek. Decide whether you'd like to stay here or you can take your right hand into the left hip. We spend the first little bit of the pose finding that comfortable place for ourselves, and then we spend the rest of the time settling, letting the energy settle in the pose. And when we don't move, we can really explore. We can explore what the pose is doing for the body, how we feel in it, if we feel frustrated, what emotions come up in the poses as well. And it's all relevant. It's all relevant to the posture, to your day, but also not important. Letting it go. Observing what comes up and then releasing just the same. If your right hand is in your hip, can you feel your right hand lifting up and releasing with your breath? Take 5 more breaths. Start to unwind slowly, bit by bit, body piece by body piece. And find your way to center, finding that equilibrium. Sit up and bring your legs over to one side and extend your legs. And we'll take caterpillar here. So that is a forward fold. But in yin, we're not flexing the feet back towards us and keeping the thighs active. We are draping ourselves forward. So you can use whatever props you want to here. If you have a pillow, you can lay it on your legs and drape over it. Or you can prop something up underneath the knees so that you can really drape forward. So you can choose kind of how you want to fold forward. You can drape yourself, let your head go, let your back go. And the hamstring stretch will come in this pose, but passively and secondary. So let your palms be up on the legs or on the ground, depends how flexible you are. And pick a place to enter the pose with a blanket, with a pillow, resting your head on something if you wish, or you can let gravity assist you here. So take a couple moments to settle into the posture. And then start to let go, start to release here. Listening to the sound of your own breath. And this pose is really good for internal focus. With the eyes closed, with us bowing forward towards ourselves, we can ask ourselves what we want and how we feel. And those questions aren't always so easy, so be open to the answers. Be soft in receiving the answers that your body tells you. What do you want? What do you need? Letting your exhales be longer than the inhales. Feel yourself really nice and soft here. Nice and soft in the pose. Folding. And feeling a little bit of micro movement here. As you inhale, maybe your belly touches your blanket or your pillow or your legs, and that might push you out of the pose a little bit. And on your exhales, you can return back into the pose, go a little bit deeper, bit by bit, relaxing your legs, hands, head. Take 10 more breaths. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale out your mouth. And inhale, come upright, moving gently out of the pose and taking a few breaths of counter pose. So you can move your knees from side to side. You can take reverse tabletop or anything that can be a little bit of a counter pose for you here. And we'll make our way onto our backs. So place your feet down and you can either go hands free or you can take behind the knees and slowly roll down. And bring your knees into your chest. And wrap your arms around your shins. And stay in this reclined hug for a minute. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, relax your low back, and feel the resistance here of your breath. When you breathe in, the belly pushes against the thighs, but we're holding the legs into us, so the breath has to go elsewhere. It has to go to the sides, pushing into the back, up into the chest. On your next inhale, hug yourself in, get really small, and then release the feet and the hold. Take a few final movements here. So you can have your knees in towards you and release your sacrum by pushing your knees away and pulling in, taking big circles here, making sure to do both directions. Or anything you want. You can take Happy Baby, Supta Baddha Konasana, Reclined Butterfly. Take the next 5 to 7 breaths to do whatever feels good for you. And the only thing left is to make our way to Shavasana. Grab a blanket if you wish for over the body. Extend your legs forward. And for the first few breaths that we're here, adjust your body. Lift your head, chin to chest, and then when you lay your head down, the back of the neck is longer. Then push your head into the mat and lift your shoulders. Scoot them further down the mat. Push into your heels, lift your hips, scoop your tailbone under. Exhale deeply. Inhale through your nose and out through the mouth. Keep your body soft, your jaw soft. decide here, lying on your back, if you'd like to continue reclined or sit up for a seated meditation. So stay relaxed on your back, or you can sit up and finish your practice seated for a short meditation with yourself.